Welcome to Golden Years. I am Lori Betts, and this month my special guest is Kelly Rose Stallard, and we are going to talk about rehab. So come on back and we're going to give you some tips. Welcome back to Golden Years. My guest is Kelly Rose Stallard, and she is from Absolute Rehabilitation. So that's a big word, Kelly.
Yes.
So I'm going to shorten it and say rehab.
That's fine.
And we're going to tell my viewers how important it is, whether you're at home, whether you end up at a facility, to get that body back going.
Yes.
You know, as we age, our body changes, and we have a lot of oopses in the world that we fall, stumble.
Yes.
But we have to get back up, and we have to keep moving. So tell us about Absolute Rehab and what you have to offer.
Okay, great. We're dedicated to helping people regain independence, improve function, and also enhance the quality of life. So we provide those services in skilled nursing communities as well as outpatient. And what we do is we just meet that patient where they are on their recovery journey.
Okay.
So we offer 3 core services. So if you think about physical therapy, that's helping with strength, balance, mobility, and reducing falls, which, you know, we're all fearful of falling, right?
Yep.
Any age, doesn't matter.
I would say any
Right.
age, any obstacle that's in your way. If you're in a hurry, you're not thinking, you're going to trip on a shoe.
Yes, so that would be your physical therapy. Then you have what's called occupational therapy, and what that focuses on is your activities of daily living, like bathing, grooming, cooking safely and independently. And then the third is speech therapy. So that helps with communication, cognition, memory, and also swallowing disorders. Mm-hmm. So those are the 3 main therapies that Absolute Rehab provides in those 2 settings.
Okay, and a lot of people think that even if they end up in a nursing home, they don't need physical therapy. They don't need to be moving, but you have to. You have to keep that body moving.
It's so impactful because what it does is it helps you regain strength, improve mobility, you know, help with that balance so you're not unsteady on your feet. And it's going to give you a better quality of life for a longer period of time. And what they do is, you know, our Absolute Rehab therapists, what they do is they meet with that person. What are your personal goals? So those plan of cares are based on what the person wants to do. Like, I want to go to my granddaughter's wedding and I want to be able to walk down the aisle. So they work on that and help achieving those goals. And, you know, when you have a hospitalization, an illness, a fall, or surgery, those are great ways to bring in therapy to help you get back on your feet, get back to what you love to do, be able to go home safely or return to whatever level of care you were at, because therapy helps you be able to see, do you need more assistance or can you go home with independence after you have that therapy
and live
service.
safely in your surroundings.
Yes, yes, and they teach you a lot of little tricks of the trade. And, a home evaluation is always nice to see, do you have a lot of throw rugs? Do you have a lot of trip hazards? How can they help you when you go home be successful?
I remember when I was in people's houses and I would deliver a walker. And
Yes.
let's say the daughter or the son's there, and I would come in just as a sales rep, and I would say, "Do you really need those rugs?" And the daughter's like, "See, Mom?" I said, "It's a trip hazard. You know,
Right.
you don't need it. Who cares?"
Yeah,
You know,
and
move
therapy
it.
is so impactful. And I feel like as we have people living at home, that's where outpatients therapy services are great for outpatient centers. So, if you're medically stable and you just want to stay consistent with being healthy, independent, vibrant, things like that, have that higher quality of life, it's kind of like your wellness. You don't want to give up your wellness because then you start declining. So, having therapy helps you be able to do the things that you love, or if you can't do them the same way you used to, have great modifications to continue enjoying. And you don't have to worry about transportation at outpatient. It's usually in the senior living, independent, assisted, or memory care. Or, that's a barrier for people, transportation. So if you live in a community that has an outpatient therapy service, could be in the clubhouse.
Oh,
You go up
yeah.
to the clubhouse to play cards, to have fellowship, and they typically have gyms, and that's where the outpatient therapy. But it could also go right into their apartment on that campus.
Okay.
Okay.
Right. Yeah.
Because that's their home. Not to confuse it with home care, because we're a Part B service,
Okay.
where home care would be Medicare Part A service, because it's a skillable, where
Okay.
we're helping maintain and evaluate and treat based on what the need of the person is.
Okay. Whether it's short term or a little bit longer. I mean, do you cater to certain illnesses or?
We have so many specialized or specialty programs. We have special programs for stroke. We also work a lot with Parkinson's patients. I want to say the program, but I know I'm not going to get it right, but it's like helping people enunciate, saving their breaths to be able to talk stronger, and that's a big thing with people who have Parkinson's, is giving that energy, working through those thresholds that maybe they get caught up in. So, there's so many things that we can do, and that's why with Absolute we do specialized programs, because what you may need, I don't need. What they need, they may not need. So that's where the therapy team comes in, and we just did a balance and bagels program. So, you got to feed them.
Yeah.
If you feed them, they will come.
They will
And
come.
so we had it at one of our outpatient communities, and they did like the balance test, the walking test, sitting and standing, being able to see. And then those evaluations and assessments, they could say, you know what, Lori, you would really benefit. And then what we do is we contact either Medicare or, there's so many different insurances out there, to say, what are their benefits? Are there pre-authorizations? What's their copay? Like, we're not going to surprise you with any
That's
costs.
nice.
I
Very
mean,
nice.
and typically in a skilled nursing setting, it's a lot different because there's a qualifying skilled stay. So those people are utilizing their Medicare A benefit. Or if that nursing facility is their home, they can utilize Part B for Medicare. But on the outpatient, it's strictly Part B and insurances. So if someone needed to utilize Part A, that would be more skilled home care.
Okay.
So we would come in, we work with skilled home care providers. So when they're done providing care, we take over for additional therapy to
okay.
keep that continuation going, whether it's building strength, reducing falls, reducing hospitalizations,
Oh, yeah.
I mean, that's a big one. No one wants to go there, so
Yeah, right.
let's work on keeping some of those preventative measures in place.
And when Greg ends up in the hospital overnight,
Yes.
therapy always walks in, and they always suggest therapy. You need to stay for therapy. Well, I right away say no, because I know I could get therapy on the side, and I have him in several Parkinson's therapies that we go to, you know, because it's strictly specific for that,
Right.
like for that condition.
Exactly. And that probably helps him a lot be able to build that strength, increase that mobility, and, you know, give him more confidence. Because let's face it, if you have a fall or you've had an episode of care, like something happened, a surgery, an illness, or you're managing a chronic illness, you have to rebuild your confidence as well. Because you're always like, oh, I don't want to fall. I don't want to.
Yeah. Oh, yeah,
you know.
yeah.
So it's just making sure.
And the senior has to really listen to the therapist, because they're there to help you.
Yes.
You know, your husband or spouse could be blue in the face and say, you have to learn to do this, you have to do, you know, this. Well, let Sally come in and say, you know what, Mrs. Jones, we're going to do it this way. Is this way easier for you? Oh, I never thought of that.
And it's so great when you hear it from someone else.
Yep.
Because when you hear it from your spouse or one of your children or whatever, it's not the same impact as hearing it from the professional saying, this is what you could benefit from. Here's how it can help you. Have you thought about? And you know, that's where a lot of people want to age in place. That's a big topic now. So, you know, they want to have all the services. They don't want to move multiple times.
Right.
Therapy is a great way to help with that, because these different providers, they, you know, with the PT, physical therapy, OT, or speech, they're going to only bring in the disciplines that are needed for you to achieve your goals.
Yeah.
So it's not like you're going to have 20 people coming in and out of your house all the time. You know, that consistency. And with the rehab and the therapy team, they build great, strong relationships with the people.
Oh, yes.
And the people may not like them at first because it kind of hurts. Like if you just had a surgery, you're not their best friend, but by the end, they're thanking you because they're going back home or they're going back to their senior living community.
And you're just there saying, let's make this easier for you.
Yes.
You know, find an easier way to do it that you're not going to exhaust yourself.
Let's help you.
Yeah.
And it just depends, you know, like my sister, she's a CODA, which is an occupational therapy assistant. So she worked in skilled nursing most of her career, and she would just say, I love the grumpy old men. Because she just turns them around and she helps them. And, you know, I mean, it makes her heart, you know.
It warms her heart.
It does. Yeah. And for some of these folks, they don't want to, they have the fear of failing.
Yeah.
You have a lot of encouragement, a lot of exercise, like sheets that they could pick up and read. And you don't want to, you want your recovery to keep going. You don't want to have more setbacks.
Right.
So, you know, that's where people are like, oh my gosh, I didn't realize that this would help me this much to be able, especially if someone had a stroke. Maybe they couldn't use one side, but as they keep working, they gain abilities. It may not be to the full potential they had before, but it can certainly
improve a little bit.
Improve and have modification devices to help them.
Right.
And we also, you know, how you back in your DME days, you know, we assess people. What is the most appropriate equipment? Because walkers, rollators, wheelchairs, let's get the one that's going to work best for you. Is it a cane? Is it a 4-prong? You know, like that's, our therapists take a lot of pride in what they do and helping the person achieve what they want to get to.
Right, and it's all individual. No two people sitting next to each other are going to have the same issues and
but
results.
We do set up competitions.
Okay,
because
we're going to take a real quick break. So as soon as we come back, we're going to hear more about therapy, and Kelly's going to be informing us. So come on back.
Finding a reputable business shouldn't require luck or chance. But how can you tell who you can trust? Always look for the sign of a better business and find a better business anytime at bbb.org.
You're watching The Bat.
I'm Chris Jakovic. I served in the United States Air Force and I deployed 3 times. So in 2017, I was serving as an Air Force First Sergeant. Our motto in that role is my job is people, everyone is my business. But unfortunately in that year, I would lose my own brother, Lance Corporal Adam Jakovic, to suicide. The majority of veteran suicides are from guns. I store my weapons securely, not only for myself, but for my family. My service never stops.
Welcome back to Golden Years. We are talking to Kelly Rose Stallard, and we are talking about therapy.
Yes.
Which is great for everybody, because if you don't use it, you lose it. So you are with Absolute Rehabilitation.
Yes.
So what is their history? I mean, there's so many therapies out there.
There are, and I love Absolute Therapy. They are locally owned and operated.
Oh.
They have, our therapy has been in existence for over 30 years. Some of our staff have worked there 27 years. So we have longevity. Now we're starting to have people retire. So, you know,
it's happening.
But I feel like that's a great testimonial of doing the right things for the right reasons, personalizing the care.
Yeah.
Always you. We're always focusing on that individual and what's going to be best for them and what they want to achieve. So, you know, when you think about locally owned and operated, we can go right to the CEO and talk about ideas. So when I came to Absolute, they were in skilled nursing facilities only. So when I came, I said, why can't we try senior living? Because guess what? Those acuities are higher.
Yeah.
It's great aging in place. So, you know, independent living, assisted living, memory care neighborhoods. People don't want to move. So it's a great aging in place, building strength, giving them the move better, live better, safer, and longer, enhanced quality of life, you know, and safer. I mean, let's face it, safety is a big issue for a lot of our seniors.
Big issue.
Or people that have, Lori Betts, if you wanted to come to an outpatient therapy site and get therapy, you could. So I don't want you to think that, you know, obviously people don't always need skilled nursing care.
Do I have to live there?
No, not always.
Okay.
I got a couple places I could share with you guys.
What about this baker's place in Strongsville?
So there's a community that we're working with, and we have the outpatient therapy right in their clubhouse. They have 40 villas, so it's independent living. It's just like you downsizing. Okay. So they live on this campus. That's their home. The clubhouse is, you know, maybe you don't want people coming into your apartment, so you all meet at the clubhouse to play cards, to knit, and all of that fun stuff. But let's just say, you know, maybe you had a hospitalization and you're back to your villa. We can come right in there and be able to help you, you know, because not everyone wants to come into the therapy gym. There are some people that they want to do maybe the occupational therapy in their home to help them, you know, navigate their own space, their kitchen, cooking. And that's not a problem for us.
And that's your area, so you're used to the surroundings there.
Yes. And, you know, like for a lot of people, navigating your own home is a big deal. And as people lose their spouses, you know, or maybe they don't have family close by, it's a great way for an extra set of eyes to go in and see what's going on in that home. And, you know, if we're not the right service for them, we work with the services that are preferred in that community. So they get, let's just say, maybe they do need skilled home care. Maybe they just had an amputation. They wouldn't come straight to us for therapy. They would do home care, Part A therapy. And then, as that amputation would heal or something like that, then we would help them with the outpatient. So it's just a really interesting thing. And I can't say enough about therapy, just because, like these young folks that play sports, and they get hurt. They go to sports medicine to, heal that hamstring or, help with that ACL tear. Why wouldn't you do that for yourself as you're aging?
Yeah.
To still take care of those. I mean, we were just talking about it before we started today. Getting older, you start having some of those aches and pains. One of the things that we do some pain management education where, okay, let's just say you're having pain. I have this little card. One of my therapists does the presentation, because typically you don't want to be on one more medication. There's a lot that therapy can do to reduce pain, identify pain without additional medications. And they work very closely with the care team that the person would have.
Oh, okay.
Because if they did need a medication, of course, but there's a lot of exercises. I'm currently going through some heel pain, so there's a lot of exercises I can do with a tennis ball, a water bottle, and they give you those exercises that you could do right at your home. We do what's called functional therapy. So we don't need a room full of all kinds of high-tech equipment. We could use a lot of things that you find around your house.
Okay.
Or, things that we can get that are cost effective, because some people do have some limitations on income. And that's the biggest thing is, well, how much does it cost? Well, don't worry, we're gonna work with you. We're gonna work with those insurances or Medicare to let you know what the cost is gonna be to you. So there's no surprise for you. I have this little pin on, it's a fall prevention investigator. It's just one of our programs that we specialize in. And with so many people coming in with falls, that's a big deal, because that can snowball into a bigger deal, or, be able to, a person may decline. So by, like we talked about, those throw rugs, things like that. Investigating and seeing how we can make a safe environment for people to successfully live where they call home. Whether that's utilizing skilled nursing facilities, whether that's outpatient. So there is a difference with just the payer sources for those.
And even another, it's not a tool, but like as you age in place too, getting in and out of the car is a whole different issue.
Absolutely.
So if you have the therapist watching you move your body in the car, sitting and swiveling around, they might say, hey, do this or do that, or don't put too much pressure back here, but go forward. That's a key. I
just saw a picture of one of our therapists with a resident that was rehabbing with us, and she passed her driving. She graduated from the driving program for therapy, because that was one of her goals, is she wanted to be able to drive again. A, is it safe? Can you see? Some of our folks, you see those little eyes over the steering wheel, But, just being able to, and that was a very prideful moment for her to have, because we all want to be independent. We all want to regain what we love to do, our strength, our independence. But there's a point where we evaluate and say, okay, you might be needing a little more assistance, or you might be able to return as independently as you were in the past. So, and I guess if I could say one thing to encourage people.
Please.
Therapy is so impactful. And the reason why is it is reactive. So when you have a fall, a hospitalization, surgery, or an illness, they're reacting to what you just went through. But it's also proactive, because keeping the therapy in motion and teaching people to continue it helps you get back to that wellness of living, you know, and just being able to manage your own future. So if you have those chronic conditions, we can help manage it. New ideas, new therapy, I don't know, concepts or exercises. And you know, I am not a therapist, but I work with very talented people that have taught me quite a bit about it.
Oh, I'm sure, yeah.
You know, they care so much, and I think a lot of times those patients reveal to the therapist a lot more than maybe the daughter may know, the husband may know.
Oh, yeah.
Because they don't want to let anyone think things are different. They don't want their independence to change, but, you know, like the goal, being able to walk in the granddaughters, you know, down the aisle.
Yeah.
She might not have shared that. She might want to surprise people.
True.
You know what I mean? Like, I don't know. I just think it's you, it's your body, it's always you. You have to manage it. You have to take care of number one.
Exactly. And you have to try. Don't give up.
Don't give up. There's all kinds of resources out there.
Yeah, because if you stumble the first couple times, just keep on moving.
Yeah, and I'll leave you my information so that way if someone after watching this has questions, I may not know all the answers, but I can certainly connect them with the people that could help them.
Okay.
And, you know, I have my cell number you can share. I can be text, email, our website, you know, and therapy is wonderful.
So that's the good advice you want to give my viewers.
I want them to know you are in charge of your future of aging in place and being independent. So the services out here for therapy are, we cannot say, Lori, you got to do it. But if you don't do it, here's what's going to happen, especially if you're managing a chronic illness. We're not going to cure people, but we're going to get them to be safe, independent, and confident. As, like, we just are like, move better, live better.
Yeah,
And what
definitely.
all your doctors say, keep moving, right?
Yeah.
Well, you have arthritis or pain, it's hard to keep moving.
Yeah.
Those pain assessments or presentations gives you ideas of other things you could do to alleviate that.
And I even tell my husband, I said, you have to help me help you.
Yeah, you're
So
not a mind reader.
Exactly. You have to tell me, and if you can help me move a little bit, so I would be able to, you know, shove you over more. You got to help me, because if I don't get your help, then I can't help you.
And you know, Mike, my husband, he was diagnosed with ALS. Therapy was great for him because it helped stretch him.
Oh yeah.
We did massage therapy, you know, working on contractures, you know, and he wasn't always able to express pain and that. So, you know, you kind of got to know, talk to your partner. They're your partner for a reason to help you.
Yes.
You know, and they're your cheerleader.
Yeah, they are.
And Greg is very lucky to have you.
Thank you so much. Can you call him and tell him?
I will call him as soon as we're done with this and tell him.
Well, Kelly, thank you so much for joining me today.
Well, thank you for having me, Lori Betts.
And you singers out there, if you want that body to move and keep yourself moving and going,
Read about
do the therapy. Read about therapy.
Call me.
Call Kelly, and she can make it happen.
Yeah.
So thank you for watching us this month, and we'll see you next month.
I felt accomplished after I got my diploma. Made me feel that I could take on whatever challenges life throws at you.
Find free adult education classes near you at finishyourdiploma.org.